It has been 29 long years since postseason baseball was played in Kansas City. And thus, the roar that comes from this sea of royal blue. Postseason baseball has returned to KC. Tonight's 2014 AL Wildcard game is presented by Budweiser. It's the Kansas City Royals at home against the Oakland Athletics. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Kauffman Stadium. I'm Ernie Johnson. Well, the date was October 27th, the year 1985. That's the last time a playoff game was played here in Kansas City. The Royals beat the Cardinals to win the World Series in Game 7. Tonight, it is essentially a Game 7. Got to win to advance. If you lose this one, it's all over. And the pitching matchup tonight, fitting for what would be a Game 7. Jon Lester and big game James Shields. Joining me, the Iron Man, Cal Ripken Jr. and Ron Darling. Let's talk about these teams, how they got here. Let's start with the Royals.
Well, when you start with the Royals, they stole the most bases in the American League. And also when you look at them, their outfield defense is fantastic. But really, they've done it with their pitching. And who would you want on the mound than big game James Shields? He has so much confidence in himself. He instills confidence in his team. Great presence, great poise. And if he can get the game with the Royals winning through 6 innings, they're 65-4. Why? Because they have this hydra of a bullpen of Kelvin Herrera, who throws 100 miles an hour, Wade Davis, who throws 98, and Greg Holland, who has saved 40 games 2 years in a row. Last time that was done, Dan Quisenberry in the early 80s, when the Royals always went to the postseason.
Meantime, on the Oakland side of the coin, this is a team, Cal, that looked like the surest of locks at one point this season, but then they get in on the last day.
Yeah, what a strange season for the Oakland A's. The best team in baseball, the best record, a sure bet to make the playoffs, and then shortly thereafter, they made this trade for offense for some really postseason pitching. Maybe they jumped the gun just a little bit because there was a strong second half collapse. Now, they barely made the playoffs, which is a great thing, and now it's a whole new season right now, and they might just have the difference maker on their side. Jon Lester was the difference maker for the Red Sox last year, and certainly has shown that he can pitch in the postseason. Another thing, watch Josh Reddick tonight. He's swinging the bat really well, got big numbers off of James Shields.
The teams have met 7 times this year. The Royals winning 5 and losing 2. And the winning pitcher for those 2 Oakland wins, you guessed it, Jon Lester. We're just about set to go. They're ready here. We're ready here. Hope you are at home, too. Time to play ball. What a couple of back-to-back nights for sports fans in the city of Kansas City. Monday Night Football, they dismantled the New England Patriots. And then 24 hours later, we got the first playoff game in 29 years here as the Royals take the field on a great night for baseball here in Kansas City. The batting order is brought to you by Budweiser. Coco Crisp leads it off for the A's, followed by Sam Fuld in left. Josh Donaldson, the big bat, hitting third, and Brandon Moss is the cleanup hitter. As Cal said, Josh Reddick's been hot. He's in the 5 hole. Then it's Jed Lowry. Stephen Vogt plays first. Giovanni Soto is behind the plate, and Eric Sogard is the second baseman. Only 2 right-handed hitters going up against the right-hander James Shields tonight.
James Shields, 32 years old. His career record is 114-90. His postseason mark, more important, 7 career starts at 2-4 with a 4.98 ERA.
Let's take a look at that Kansas City defense there, Iron Man.
Yeah, here's the guys with the gloves. Gordon's in left, the Gold Glove winner. Kane's in center. Aoki's in right. Moving to the infield, we have Escobar and Infante up the middle. Mike Moustakas and the Gold Glove winner Eric Hosmer at first base. Behind the plate, we have Salvador Perez. And on the mound, big game James.
Here's the umpiring crew for this American League wild card game. Bill Miller calls the balls and strikes. The crew chief is Jerry Davis at first, Dan Isonia at second, Bill Welke at third, and of course, being a playoff game, you add umpires down the lines. James Hoy in his 7th year patrolling the left field line, and Todd Titchener down the right field line. There was a plane flying overhead during batting practice, said it's been worth the wait. And this is not unlike what we encountered a year ago when we did the wild card game in the National League side in Pittsburgh, and that place was off the charts. Same story here at the K, Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City.
Now, I don't know if everyone will agree it was worth the wait, but I'll tell you, this crowd is as loud as it was in Pittsburgh. James Shields has the best changeup in right-handed changeup in baseball. Just has a great motion. You'll see a lot of that pitch tonight.
Coco Crisp leads it off and takes a strike.
You know, you spend your entire 6 months, 162 games, trying to be the best you can be over that time, and then you get here, every pitch counts, every hit counts, every ball caught counts, every decision by a manager counts.
Payoff pitch to the A's leadoff hitter. Slapped into left field, and Coco Crisp is on with a single. Missed. First strikeout for Shields and the second out of the inning. Crisp still at first. Here's the cleanup hitter, Brandon Moss. Moss would appear to be the guy most affected in the Oakland lineup by the trade of Yoenis Cespedes. His power numbers dropped tremendously after the trade. And this ball's well hit to right, and you can forget about it. He adds to the power numbers there into the seats over the bullpen, and it's 2-0. For Brandon Moss, just his 3rd home run since the trade of Yoenis Cespedes.
And that's one of those change-ups that just stay right over the middle of the plate, and he got all of it. Looked like they were starting to pitch him in. He's just looking for the baseball. Sometimes the changeup will be perceived as a fastball.
Tape measure shot by Brandon Moss. But the Oakland A's, the last team to clinch a playoff spot, the first to score in this game here in the 1st, and they use the long ball. Brandon Moss, long gone. The A's jump out 2-0. Royals coming to bat. Here's their batting order, brought to you by Budweiser. Alcides Escobar in the leadoff spot with Nori Aoki second. Lorenzo Cain, the speedy center fielder, hits third, and Eric Hosmer in the cleanup spot. Then it's Billy Butler, Alex Gordon, that team's leader in home runs and RBIs. Salvador Perez, the catcher. Omar Infante, who has a career high in RBIs this year. And the third baseman is Mike Moustakas, and John Lester's on the hill.
What I forgot to mention about the pitchers, both Lester and Shields, is that they are auditioning for big dollars as free agents if you want a #1 pitcher. His year, maybe his best this year. A lot of losses, but a great ERA. Lots of innings like he always has.
And quickly, he's ahead of Escobar. No balls and 2 strikes.
2 times during the regular season, both wins by John Lester.
On the ground up the middle, off the glove of Jed Lowry. And Escobar is on.
This was just a cutter outside. Hit hard up the middle of the plate. A tough play. Probably has to be ruled a hit. Just hit him off the heel of the glove.
On the ground to second. Sogard with the high flip, but they get the out. Dan Isonia is the second base umpire. He took a long look at it. And then made the call. So they get the force, but Aoki reaches on the fielder's choice.
Well, it's interesting about that play. Sogard is in for his defense. The high toss, maybe a little nerves. Nice play by Lowry, but in the vicinity, I guess, of second base there with the force.
Eric Hosmer waiting on a 1-0. There goes Aoki. Here's the throw to second. No chance. Aoki actually overslid the bag just a touch, but the throw was offline. And there was no chance for Lowry to apply a tag.
Well, you know, all of their stolen base people on this team, he did go past the bag. He's been thrown out 8 times, so he doesn't have a great percentage, but he went on first move, and he guessed right.
Hitter's pitch with 2 on and 2 out. Drilled to left. Base hit. That's going to score a run. And it's going to put runners on the corners with 2 down. Kansas City on the board.
It's obvious that he's coming back inside again. This time Butler's looking for it. What a good swing on it. Hit a line drive. Maybe lucky it's just a single.
Well, that's why Sam Fold is in there. One, great hitting by Butler, being ready for that pitch in. Fold is so quick, he's able to keep that ball in play, keep Butler at first, keep the force at second.
Alex Gordon, another one of those homegrown products. And there is Billy Butler, caught between first and second. Now Hosmer edging away at third, and now they're going to throw to the plate, and Hosmer is out. Billy Butler wandered off first, and it resulted in the 3rd out. Butler knocks in a run and then costs him. Hosmer, no chance. It's 2-1. Top of the second, Jed Lowry leads it off. Oakland leading 2-1. Bizarre ending to the bottom of the first inning for the Kansas City Royals, as Billy Butler was picked off and caught between first and second. Now what do you make of this?
Well, I don't think there was a play on, because neither Hosmer or Butler can run. I think Butler's talking to Kuhn saying, hey, if they're playing behind me, should I steal? Should I steal? Well, you never looked at Lester. Lester just stepped off, and they made the play. The simplest of plays that maybe work in high school, certainly not supposed to work at this level.
And the putout was made at the plate. And you saw Rusty Kuntz, the first base coach, and Billy Butler. Everybody trying to explain exactly what happened.
Runners in scoring position, everything he does. Infante hitting him on the head like, well, you're going to have a hard time, Billy Butler, explaining that at the coffee shop tomorrow.
And with a lead at first, Soto looks at strike 3, 2 down.
I would say the same, except for the great bullpen of Kansas City for Shields.
Fouled into the mitt of Salvador Perez. Second strikeout of the inning, 3rd of the game for Shields. We go to the bottom half of the second. The 0-2, and he literally goes down swinging. 3 up, 3 down. We head to the 3rd. We move to the top half of the 3rd, and in the bottom half of the 3rd, pretty good chance you're going to see a different battery for the Oakland A's. Let's take a look at tonight's forecaster presented by Voya Financial. 75% chance the A's will win when they score first. 57-19 in the regular season. Coco Crisp leads it off here in the third, and the reason we say that is between innings, we could look in the dugout and see that Giovanni Soto had taken the gear off and was talking to the trainer, walked out of the dugout, and then you saw Derek Norris saddle up beside John Lester. So here was Soto, and accompanied by Nick Paparesta, the Oakland trainer. And there's Norris, who's got the gear on.
Norris doing whatever it takes to get loose.
Runners lead from first and second. One out here in the third. And Moss at the plate. Line drive, flagged down by Hosmer, who throws to second to complete the double play. We've had bad base running on the Kansas City side, and now Sam Fuld gets caught off second on the soft line drive to Hosmer. We head to the bottom of the third.
Saw Moustakas up at the plate.
And he spoils the shift, goes the other way. Wide turn at first, but Sam Fuld hustled that one in. Leadoff single here in the third for Kansas City. And the tying run 90 feet away. That's Mike Moustakas. He flied out to right his first time. And he lines a single down the line. Could be explanation. Pulled up and throwing in, and it is a stand-up double for Lorenzo Cain, and the game is tied.
Surprisingly, this lineup for Kansas City has some really good numbers against John Lester. Cain, some of the best numbers. And he wasn't waiting around.
He was able. And with his speed, turned it into a double. Fuld played it well in the corner, but the go-ahead run is in scoring position with two out for Eric Hosmer.
You start to get a little more tight as the game gets going on.
In the air, shallow left, Fuld on. That's going to break the tie. Cain scores, 3-2 Kansas City.
Just the ball off the end of the bat, a cutter that he gets just enough on. One of those perfectly placed loop hits.
And a night for clutch hitting. All 5 runs in this game coming with 2 out.
You just fall into the cutter, they can start to cheat on it.
Rounded to short. Lowry will go the short way for the force. But the Kansas City Royals have taken the lead over John Lester and the A's as they score 2 in the third. It's 3-2. Strike 3 called. The intensity ramped up here in Kansas City, because after a 29-year drought, the Royals lead a playoff game. It's the wild card on TBS.
And you forget about all those little touch pitches, which are so important to your success.
Got him off speed. 1 down here in the fourth.
Going back to the curveball.
And we got him to wave at it for the second out. Time for records and milestones presented by Jim Beam. And you see John Lester's sterling earned run average coming into this game in the postseason of 2.11, trailing only Christy Matheson and Wade Hoyt. Kurt Schilling on that list, and Kenny Holtzman, number 5 on that list. 2 up and 2 down here in the 4th. And Infante grounds to Lowry. That's a quick 1-2-3 inning for John Lester. 4 innings in the books. Wild card on TBS. One ball, 2 strikes. Got him looking.
Those fastball pitches.
Ned Yost said before the game, you give James Shields a lead, he will hold it. That's the kind of pitcher he is. Release the baseball.
Tried to check again, and he's punched out to end the 5th. James Shields and the Royals through 4.5, lead 3-2.
One out. Why not take the chance?
Just a little nubber over there toward 3rd, and Josh Donaldson put that in his pocket. We are through 5 in the wild card game on TBS. There goes the runner. Pitch was outside, doesn't matter. They're at 1st and 2nd.
Last pitch was away. Sometimes the catcher will steal it from the umpire because they get up to make that throw to 2nd. But good call by home plate umpire Bill Miller.
Ned Yost is going to the bullpen. James Shields works into the 6th inning. The flame-throwing Yordano Ventura coming on. James Shields departs here in the 6th, with the Royals leading the A's 3-2. But Oakland has runners at 1st and 2nd, and they are responsibility of James Shields.
And you two were right. I was completely wrong. They're bringing in the young Ventura. It looked like Shields or Ned Yost did not want Shields to face Moss, who's hit a home run off him, of course, in the 1st inning of this game, or Reddick, who has been red hot against him in the month of August.
Brandon Moss, 2-run homer in the 1st, lined into a double play in the 3rd. Faces the rookie Yordano Ventura. But right now, it's all on the shoulders of 23-year-old Ventura. In the air to center field and pretty well hit. Lorenzo Cain is back and has no chance. Brandon Moss has done it again. Straight away center field, 3-run shot, and the A's have the lead.
I don't care how hard you throw, Cal. If it's 2-0, and if big league hitter knows it's coming, they dial it up a notch.
He's got all kinds of power to center, to left center field, to right. He just squares it up and sends it out of center field really quickly. What a great swing.
It's these kind of games where managers get out of their box and do things that they haven't done all season long, and you expect the players to excel in a place they haven't all year long. Ventura relieved once right before the All-Star break in a 6th inning situation, but that's certainly not here on September 30th.
The reaction from the Oakland dugout. And for James Shields, 3-2 lead becomes a 5-3 deficit, and Ventura's been rattled by the Oakland 3-run homer, falling behind 2-0 to Reddick. Need this many outs to get it to the shutdown guys in the 7th, 8th, and 9th. But the 6th has been a trouble spot. And Reddick singling. That's 3 hits and a walk here in the 6th, and a long ball by Brandon Moss. Dave Island is the Royals pitching coach. Simeon took him deep. And then this by Brandon Moss. 2 home runs, 5 runs batted in here in the wild card game. That ball goes all the way to the screen.
You know, you're just asking, and this is my opinion now, you're asking a young man to do something that he's never done. And on this stage, it's very difficult to have success that way.
Top half of the 6th inning continuing here in Kansas City, and a pivotal inning for the Oakland A's. They've plated 3 and have another one 90 feet away. And Kelvin Herrera enters the game for Kansas City. Grounded up the middle and through, and another run for the Oakland A's. Driven in by Derek Norris. Big 2-out hit, scoring Josh Reddick, and now it is 6-3.
What a huge at-bat, Cal.
Went up there, likes to swing at the fastball, has a nice short, quick swing. Gets it right into the ground, right up the middle.
Up the middle again, Escobar. Can't get the ball out of his glove, and they're at first and second. Tremendous stop by the Royals shortstop, but could not get the force.
Another one of those top spin balls up the middle. He shows his great range by getting to it, but just can't get it out of his glove to make that counter flip to second.
And he knew once the first time he couldn't get his hand on the baseball correctly, he knew he was not going to have a play.
So Sogard reaches with his first hit of the night. Norris is at second. And here is Coco Crisp, top of the Oakland order, as the A's have batted around here in the 6th. And there's a shot to center, and that's going to score another run. Here comes Norris. He'll score easily standing up, and it is 7-3.
Oakland Athletics fans have been waiting 2 months to see this ball club. This is the ball club that they saw early in the year, the first half, when they would just bunch hit after hit after hit.
They were considered one of the top offenses for the first half, which got them out there to their best record. They just keep coming at you, and they can hit the fastball.
Right-hand man.
Another 0-2 to Fold, and Herrera blows him away. But here in the 6th inning, Brandon Moss struck again, and he went to straightaway center. The A's 7-3. John Lester now working with a 4-run lead, 7-3. Goes to work here in the bottom half of the 6th in Kansas City. Has John Lester settled in or what? And you think back to last year's postseason. He was 4-1 in 5 starts, ERA of 1.5, and won 2 games in the World Series. They are as tenacious, as tough as they come, and a guy who lives for a stage like this. And even though Kansas City got to him early, his teammates picked him up with that huge 6th inning, and now he is settled into a groove.
You know, he's up there. A lot of players around baseball will tell you he's got the presence of a Felix Hernandez. Kershaw, all of those guys. Big game pitchers.
Strikes out Butler and has set down the last 10 Royals he's faced. 6 innings in the books, and the A's 9 outs away. Two and two. Herrera strikes him out to begin the 7th.
When they come into play.
First A's player with 5 runs batted in a postseason game. They got him there. But he did his damage earlier, that's for sure. And the game imploded. Moustakas made the stop and threw out Lowry. Well, they set a record for the noise made at Arrowhead last night. It's going to take a real uprising here at the K tonight. We welcome you back. The ALDS on TBS presented by T-Mobile. Right now it's scenario 2 that would apply if the A's win. It's Tigers and Orioles at 6, A's at Angels at 9:30. If the Royals come back, you saw the start times for that. And there is a strike 3 call. Gordon strikes out for the 2nd time tonight and is 0 for 3. So, fellas, we talk about the 2 runs in the 3rd, but since then it's been nothing doing against John Lester. And boy, the Oakland Bats just, when you needed it most in a very critical inning, the 6th, before Kansas City could load up their big 3, 7th, 8th, and 9th, they blew this game open.
Well, to me, the 2 swings. Brandon Moss has changed this game. The Oakland Athletics are a team that are going to take a lot of pitches, which push the pitch count of Shields up. Then they're going to try to hit balls out of the ballpark, which Brandon Moss have done. And at some point, the trade they made this summer that we talked about for John Lester, he would pitch their most important game after final 2 months that were tough. Well, Lester early on did not have his good stuff. I think he was trying to get a lot of the hitters to chase bad pitches, but after that he found his breaking ball and things have completely changed. I don't know if it's because Soto got hurt and Derek Norris had to come in, his almost like personal catcher, that changed Lester around. I'm sure it's John who did most of it, but it doesn't hurt to have a guy who's caught you all year and understands what you're about.
Omar Infante. Moustakas to left. And Full puts it away. And that'll do it for Kansas City in the 7th. They get a runner on, can't move him. And Oakland leads at 7-3. These are not the circumstances that Ned Yost wanted to see Elvin Herrera and Wade Davis working under.
What was interesting to see Wade Davis's numbers. Had one of the best seasons. George Brett told Matt Weiner earlier, an 8th inning guys had in the history of the game. Just crazy numbers. 5-1 on strikeouts to walks.
Hasn't given up a home run in ages. And Wade Davis went back to the 2013 season, and the strikeout of Sogard gives Wade Davis a 1-2-3 inning. Middle of the 8th at the K. Bottom half of the 8th inning. Top of the Kansas City order. And a tough task in front of them. They're down 7-3 to John Lester.
I mean, I know this might sound boring to some people as the rally caps have come out, but your job as especially a starting pitcher, reliever too, is at some point you get your mechanics to a point where you become almost like the mechanical man. And that's where John Lester is when he's got it going.
Grounded up the middle and under the glove of Lowry and into center field. Infielders crossed there and neither could glove it. And there's a leadoff single for Alcides Escobar. And if you're the Royals, you're thinking you got to start somewhere.
And here's a chopper over the mound here. And the speed of Escobar, again, forces that shallow angle and maybe a desperate attempt to play this ball on the run. Ball stays down.
Yeah, they gave him an error on that play, and I don't even if he gloves it with Escobar's speed, I don't know if they throw him out.
Yeah, I disagree with the call.
All we had seen, but now somebody's up and getting loose, and it's Gregerson as the runner goes, and the throw is high, and then Escobar had to make sure he held the bag. Stolen base here in the 8th.
Well, the Royals were saying before the game, John Lester does not throw over. So with a 4-run lead, probably can even have a better chance at guessing that he's not coming over. Again, another runner past the base and having to reach back. All infielders in baseball in today's game stay with the tag.
I'm still employing that strategy.
To second. Sogard, nice backhand, throws him out as Escobar moves on to third.
But if you have a guy like Lester on the mound, Cal and Ernie, I think that your temperature doesn't go up. You don't even pay attention to Escobar. Got a 7-3 lead here. I'm just going to get hitters out. And he gets Aoki out there. I mean, no big deal. Escobar can dance as much as he wants. Now the game tied, whole different case.
This is the first time the Royals have had a runner in scoring position since the 3rd inning.
Pitch count is excellent for being in the 8th innings for John Lester. First inning, a tough inning at 23. After that, more Lester-like.
Lester has made 32 starts between Boston and Oakland. And there's a base hit up the middle that'll score a run. And it's 7-4. Back to Lester in those starts, 32 between the two teams combined, and in 27 of those, he's thrown at least 100 pitches.
So right here, just a simple fastball away. He stays true up the big part of the field. Proved he could hit that cutter down the third baseline earlier in the game. Lester makes the adjustment, so does he.
He's gotten 3 balls hit on the ground. 2 have been hits here from the Royals.
By the Royals, runner going, grounded to first and off the glove, and they call it a foul ball. Jerry Davis, standing right on the line, made the call on a ball that went off the glove of Stephen Vogt at first, and Ned Yost will come out. Remember, it's where the ball is. Does it go over the bag? Inside the bag.
Jerry Davis has 31 years. This is his 123rd game in the postseason. The problem you have, it looks like it could have been fair, but Stephen Vogt does not move on first base. So when he got off that bag, he gets off only inches away. So when he dove, almost half of his body was in foul territory.
And that play is not reviewable, being in front of the base, correct?
It's not reviewable, and it's the right call. I mean, almost the whole body of Vogt is in foul territory. Yes, he did his glove on it. To the fans, I'm sure it looks like a fair ball because he touched it.
Runner going, the throw, and he's in there. Lorenzo Cain steals the base, and the count full to Eric Hosmer.
Well, you can't really blame Derek Norris. The jump and the lead by Cain is just so large. There's no chance for him, even with a perfect throw like this, to get Cain.
They're at first and second with 1 out and 1 in. And Billy Butler coming to the plate. And the big guy will represent the tying run. Doesn't look like John Lester will have a chance to pitch to it. That'll be it. 7 1/3. He leaves with the lead. And he leaves with the Royals trying to rally. John Lester's night is through. He leaves with a 7-4 lead with a couple of guys on. Here's another look at that ball that Hosmer hit down the line. It was ruled a foul ball.
Well, it's impossible for us to tell. I was saying that because of the way Vogt does not get off first, that his body is inside the zone. But remember, the first base umpire, it's usually the call of the home plate umpire before first. But it seemed like Jerry Davis made the call, and if he did, they stand right on the line. And they can see the ball as if they're to their left, in the middle of their body, or to their right.
And again, to the point, when you get into a situation like that, you're looking at the ball in relation to the bag. You're not looking at the fielder still being in, well, he's still in fair territory, and he touched the ball. If it was foul, as Jerry Davis saw, and that's the call he made.
Another fine season for Luke Gregerson, their right-handed reliever. You'll see mostly cutters and sliders. 6 home runs he's given up this season in those 72+ innings of work.
Can bail him out of this jam. Into right center field. That's going to be down for a hit, and it's going to score a run. Lorenzo Cain crosses. And it's a 7-5 game. Billy Butler's knocked in a couple of runs tonight.
Well, nice hitting. Off Gregerson, you're going to see mostly cutters and sliders. If you're a right-handed hitter, how do you defeat that? Hit the ball to the right side. Beautiful hitting by Billy Butler.
One of the fastest guys in baseball has been called on to pinch run. As Butler, after knocking in 2 runs, takes his seat, and there's Terrence Gore.
Hits for Butler in this game.
Terrence Gore has stolen 5 bases in 5 tries, and he's scored 5 runs since his September call-up. Gore on the move. The throw. Late. 2nd and 3rd. It's taken 7 innings for the Kansas City speed game to come into play in this game, and they're right back in it. Leader in RBIs, and there are 2 guys out there for him. The ball gets away. Here comes Hosmer. It's a 1-run game.
Almost impossible play for Derek Norris to make. That slider slurve of Gregerson bounces almost before the plate, just past it, and the 7th wild pitch by Gregerson this season.
Now a fly ball will tie the game. In the mood for a little postseason drama, huh?
Love it.
Get through the infield.
Downstairs, ball 4, 1st and 3rd.
Well, you never intentionally want to put the winning run on, but he was not given into Gordon in that situation. He's got a runner, he's got a hitter up Perez, who's a guy that can hit the ball in the ballpark. Had a tremendous first half as he was an all-star, but also a guy who could get into a double play.
Gordon going, strike 3, 2 out. Gordon steals second, standing up. But a chance with a fly ball of any depth there would have scored. Terrence Gore.
Well, I think Cal described it right. I don't think Salvador Perez cut down in his swing at all. He had one swing. He wanted to try to hit the ball in the gap or out of the ballpark, and Gregerson was not going to give him anything to hit.
Omar hit the ball at the end of the bat and was fooled. So he needs to make the adjustment to protect against the breaking ball.
Struck him out. Infante goes down swinging. Back-to-back strikeouts for Gregerson. The Royals score 3, but leave the tying run 90 feet away. We head to the 9th. Well, the 8th inning changed a lot in this game. 7-3 game became a 7-6 game as we move to the 9th, and Greg Holland on for the Royals, facing the top of the Oakland order. Coco Crisp ran up the bunt and missed it. 0-1.
Holland's numbers unbelievable. I told you 40+ saves 2 years in a row. Last person to do that was Dan Quisenberry in the early 80s. Right now, the Oakland A's, especially with Crisp and Fold, are going to try to play for a run. Saw that bunt by Crisp. Going to try to get on. If he does, Fold will sacrifice him over. Play for a run. One of the games they're skating on. Not so far.
Crisp goes down swinging to start the 9th. Up and in and off the mid of Perez. And that puts an insurance run at second. And they will go ahead and put him on, so runners at 1st and 2nd.
In this game, even despite being behind a run.
They're loaded.
Dave Island, the pitching coach, going to come out to calm down Holland. Not used to pitching in these situations at home. Used to pitching in a lot of tied games, but very rarely coming in with his team behind.
Jed Lowry is 0 for 4, but he stands in here in the 9th with the bases loaded and 2 out. In the air, right field. Aoki is there. And the Kansas City Royals escape a bases-loaded jam. They're 1 down going to the bottom of the 9th. We'll be back. Budweiser is the official beer of Major League Baseball and presenting sponsor of tonight's American League Wildcard game. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. Tonight's pivotal moment. Luke Gregerson, back-to-back strikeouts with the tying run at 3rd in the bottom half of the 8th.
Pivotal moment. How about grab some pine? Great pitching by Gregerson.
Top of the 9th. Josh Willingham, bottom of the 9th. Josh Willingham to pinch hit for Mike Moustakas. And Sean Doolittle The A's closer is on. Willingham started the season with the Minnesota Twins. Played 68 games.
Doolittle's numbers 10-1 strikeout to walk ratio. Kansas City Royals got Willingham to do one thing: hit the ball out of the ballpark.
To right, a long run to make for Reddick. Don't get there. It falls for a hit, and the tying run is on in the bottom half of the ninth. And the speed factor comes into play again, because here comes Gerard Dyson to run for Willingham.
Good piece of hitting, fighting off the fastball, making sure you make contact. Good things can happen. Thought it might go for a double at first. But Josh wisely stops at first.
This baseball game for the Royals has turned half baseball game, half track and field meet.
The bunt by Escobar right back to the mound. Doolittle will go to first. And the tying run moves up 90 feet. And here's Aoki.
10 steals the third by Dyson this year. Very difficult to do, though, with a left-handed hitter up, or more difficult to do. Why? The catcher's got a free run. No one blocking his vision to make that throw to Donaldson. Any kind of dribbler is a base hit.
There goes Dyson. Throw to third. He is safe. The tying run has moved up another 90 feet. Rev it up.
Gets a good jump. Picks the right pitch. They just did the inside move. You can see the signal that Dyson could also see from second base. He was pretty confident it wasn't coming as an inside move.
He was moving so fast he could start his slide about 20 feet from the bag.
Now a fly ball ties the game. Infield in. Fly ball right field. Reddick, a long run, makes the catch, but that's going to tie the game. It is 7-7 in the wild card.
Six stolen bases tonight. What a reaction from that bench. Great bat by Aoki. Dyson with the big steal. Who said stolen bases aren't a big part of today's game?
Lorenzo Cain with a bullet to short, gloved by Lowry. But we got free baseball, boys and girls. Going to the 10th, all tied up. Well, the winner of this game gets the Angels. And we don't know yet who that's going to be. You see the starting times on TBS for the Tigers and Orioles. Whoever plays the Angels, the Royals, or the A's on Thursday. Man alive, what a game this has been.
Whoever does win it, Ernie, is going to have earned it.
That's for sure. Changes defensively for the Kansas City Royals as we move to the 10th. Lorenzo Cain has moved from center to right. Gerard Dyson scored the tying run, is now in center field. Jason Nix is at third. Brandon Finnegan is the new pitcher. The 6th used by Ned Yost tonight. He's just a kid. And he throws a strike to Nate Fryman.
Came to the major leagues after 13 outings. 13 in the minor leagues.
He was Kansas City's first-round pick this June, just this past June, pitched in the College World Series for TCU. And here he is in the playoffs. Playoffs for Tampa Bay. This kid could do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 10.
Okay, we're talking a little small ball right here. You get a runner on, you bunt him over to second base. And then while he's on second base, let me take third base and set up an easier RBI. And here's the sacrifice fly. A little small ball. Kansas City's used to playing that. That's their style of play. With great execution.
Just an amazing at bat by Aoki. I mean, just to do it against Doolittle, one of the toughest relievers in the game. Hit that ball to the warning track. He was a star in Japan. He won a batting title, a Gold Glove. He's played in a lot of big games, and he had what it took in that at bat.
Nate Fryman at first, Nick Punto at second. The defensive changes for the A's as we move to the bottom half of the 10th. Here's Eric Hosmer against Sean Doolittle. Grounded up the middle. Lowry late. How about Hosmer going headlong into the bag?
Another one of those choppers right up the middle. Hosmer smells it going in. And it used to be a head first slide would maybe steal a call, but there's no such thing as stealing a call. He just wanted to get there.
Well, here's Christian Colon now, a guy fresh off the disabled list. And he will square and lay it down. Sacrifice accomplished. Small ball continues. Winning run at second. Gordon was intentionally walked in the 8th. Struck out a couple of times tonight and flied out to left. Grounded to short. Lowry will throw him out. Hosmer advances to third. And here's Salvador Perez looking for redemption. He's 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts, and that second one was huge in the 8th inning. Tying run was at third, and he couldn't put the ball in play. Perez led the team with 27 two-out RBIs. And that is going to send us to the 11th inning. The ground out to Punto ends the threat. We kind of figured with the pitching matchup tonight, John Lester, big game, James Shields, this is going to be maybe a one-run game. It's going to be very tight. Well, it's tight. It's 7-7. How did this happen?
Doesn't seem likely, does it?
He struck out Coco Crisp for the first out of the 11th. Got him looking. We head to the bottom of the 11th. In the wildest of wild card games. Bottom half of the 11th inning. We showed you in the top half how Coco Crisp had grabbed at what appeared to be in the area of his hamstring and Went out in the field and then trotted back in. So Johnny Gomes has gone out to left field.
Sam Fold goes from left and goes to center field to replace Crisp.
Dan Otero is the new Oakland pitcher. Omar Infante will lead it off in the bottom half of the 11th.
So this is what you have to protect yourself against when you're picking your roster in this one game. With this, you got to protect yourself against this going deep into extra innings. So you do have to take a little bit more pitchers than you think.
Back from Tommy John surgery in his career. Toward right. That will fall in front of Reddick for a leadoff single here in the 11th. In between innings, Brandon Finnegan and tonight's starter James Shields.
My advice, don't tell him anything. Just let him keep going for his team.
Gets this one down. The only play is to first. The winning run is at second for the second straight inning. Grounder. Lowry on the run, throws him out. The tying run again 90 feet away. Strike three called to end the 11th. 7-7. We head to the 12th. You would have thought that after 4 hours and change we would have the answer to this question, but we still don't. There are these scenarios if the Royals win this wild card game or if the A's do. Of the Tigers and the Orioles, and the winner of this game taking on the Angels in the ALDS on TBS. Brian Anderson and Joe Simpson and the Eck getting ready to call that other series. And wow, what a ball game here tonight, folks. Top half of the 12th. Brandon Finnegan still on there.
And Giovanni Soto's thumb already wrapped up with a brace on it.
Leadoff walk in the 12th for Josh Reddick. Gets it down. Nix throws him out. Go ahead run at second.
I was a little surprised that they weren't anticipating bunt.
Red Yost going to the pen. Finnegan hears it from the fans here in Kansas City. What a start to the postseason in 2014. And here on TBS in the AL Wildcard game, we are in the top of the 12th. Identical line scores for the A's and the Royals. And Jason Frazier comes on.
Well, he did some nice work. 61 games split, 38 with Texas, 23 with the Royals. He's been in Toronto, Chicago White Sox. He has appeared in 647 games.
Was with the Blue Jays for a good chunk of time, 2004 to 2011, and then traded to the White Sox. Ball gets away, and the runner moves up to third. That is huge. Frazier with a wild pitch that Perez got a piece of, but it caromed away.
4 wild pitches, 3 in Texas, 1 with Kansas City. Now this is his 5th. He's had everything else. Why not a suicide squeeze?
Reddick is the runner at third. The go-ahead run. Popped up by Callaspo. On top of the A's dugout. Callaspo played with the Royals from 2008 to 2010.
The further you get in, the more evenly spaced you are.
Slapped into left field, and the A's have the lead. Alberto Callaspo delivers in the 12th, and it's 8-7. What a nice piece of hitting.
Cal, one of the most unlikely guys to get a hit for the Oakland A's, struggled down the stretch.
Yeah, 0 for his last 14. Big time to get a hit, but 4 for his last 50. Guess he was due.
What did we say? New season, wipe the slate clean. And he comes up huge here in the 12th. Now here's Derek Norris. Strike 3 called. 2 outs. As Norris caught looking. Popped him up. Hosmer over there by the top, and it's Infante who makes the play. That'll do it for the A's, but they break the tie and take an 8-7 lead to the bottom of the 12th. Whatever he wants. 8-7. As we head to the bottom of the 12th in the wild card game, the Angels patiently waiting for the winner of this one in the American League Division Series. And fellas, we've gotten our money's worth tonight out of this one-and-done game to begin the postseason.
Well, if you're KC, just giving up a run, it might take the air out of your sails a little bit, but you got to say we had to score 1 anyway. So we'll get 1. Let's get 2. Seems a lot less daunting than coming back from 4 runs down with Lester on the mound.
Lorenzo Cain will lead it off. Eric Hosmer is on deck as they face Dan Otero. Nobody's left this place, even when it was 7-3. Rounder wide at first. Callaspo made the play in the throw to Otero. 1 down. To scrape their way back in, and they did. Tying it in the bottom of the 9th. Here's Hosmer. Somebody's bubble is going to burst tonight.
.162 becomes 1 sometimes.
In the air to left center field. Gomes is back, and so is Ford, and the ball is off the wall. Hosmer around second. He's on his way to third, standing. And the tying run is 90 feet away.
What an at-bat. Fouls off tough pitch after tough pitch. He drives the ball to left center field.
Whenever I see a ball go up in the air when it's in left center, I figure Sam Folt's going to make this play. One, great hitting by Hosmer. Great at bat. Shows great power. But no, too high off the wall for either Folt or Gomes to make a play. Great hustle by Gomes. Hosmer could have went all the way around.
A one-out triple. Boy, that ball just barely missed getting out of here.
He was displaying his power that way during batting practice today. Working on staying inside the ball. Hit a lot of balls way up in those seats.
It's off that padding above the board. Well, here's Colon with the tying run at third.
And he wouldn't put the squeeze out of the equation right here either.
Especially when Colon hasn't looked for the signs until right now. Now he's stepping out of the box. You got two chances here. You got Colon and you got Gordon on deck.
High chopper. They'll never get him. Tie game. Are you believing this?
This is just an excellent read by Hosmer. Sees it right away, breaks. Josh Donaldson has no chance. Tries to barehand it, but even then couldn't make a throw either a home or first. Might have been better off letting that one bounce.
How resilient is that Royal bunch? We'll be back.
Hi, I'm Rob Lowe, and I have DirecTV.
And I'm super creepy Rob Lowe, and I have cable.
With DirecTV, you get 99.9% signal reliability.
Now that's reliable. My cable's out, so I'm down at the rec center watching folks swim. I love that I can watch my shows and be worry-free. And I love the smell of other people's hair.
Don't be like this me. Get rid of cable and upgrade to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
I'll be waiting here for you when you come.
Okay, I'll see you later, bud.
To me.
Hey, I'm sorry. I decided I shouldn't drive home last night. I stayed at Dave's.
When you come home.
I'm back. I'm back. Yeah, I'm back.
Hey, Dad, who is that man?
He's our broker. He helps look after all our money.
Do you pay him?
Of course.
How much?
I don't know exactly.
What if you're not happy? Does he have to pay you back?
Nope.
Why not?
It doesn't work that way.
Why not?
Are you asking enough questions about the way your wealth is managed? Wealth management at Charles Schwab.
Alex Gordon coming to the plate, flashing back to August 26th in this ballpark. Walk-off, two-run shot off the left-hander Glenn Perkins. Bob Melvin has gone to the Oakland bullpen and brought on the left-hander Fernando Abad.
Barrett's had a fantastic year for the Oakland A's as one of their specialty lefties. 69 games. Look at that ERA. Good numbers with inherited runners stranded.
He came into this season with a career record of 1-14 with an ERA of about 4.5 and a 13-game losing streak. But he's been sensational for Oakland. Alex Gordon waits. Pops it up. Foul territory. Josh Donaldson makes the play. 2 down. Eric Hosmer's 1-out triple. And Christian Colon's high chopper have tied the game. Bob did his job. And Drew Pomerantz makes his way in. It won't be Pomerantz, but Jason Hamill, who comes on here in the bottom half of the 12th with a man on and 2 out in a game that now stands 8-8.
You know, we spent a lot of time talking about the Lester trade being the big difference maker, but they traded earlier in the year Addison Russell, who was their shortstop phenom prospect, over to the Chicago Cubs, and they got Samardzija and Jason Hamill. And now Jason Hamill has been put on the roster because he's one of those guys that is a starter by trade, only 1 relief appearance for Oakland, and he can pitch multiple innings if you need it.
You've seen a lot of things in your career, Iron Man. This one's got to rank up there.
Going back and forth, in my own experience, I was thinking about our series against Cleveland in '97. It felt like every play we were in extra innings. Every play was magnified, but I've never seen anything like this.
Colon has 2 stolen bases. Right-hander might allow him to steal.
Salvador Perez at the plate. Hamill throws over. Perez looking for his first hit of the night. He's 0 for 5.
Fractured the middle finger of his right hand. That's why he has that protective sleeve on. I kiddingly always call it an oven mitt. That's what it looks like to me, but it protects your hand as you slide back into the base.
Good chance you're going to get a breaking ball. With 2 strikes, it might be worth the chance going on this pitch.
There he goes. They pitched out and off the glove of Derek Norris. They knew it was coming.
Who would know better than the ex-catcher Bob Melvin? Did you see where the eyes of Norris were? Not on the baseball watching it into the glove. They were on Colon, who was running the second base. That's why the miss.
The winning run is at second.
In a roster of 25, 7 different Royals have stolen a base.
The team that led baseball in stolen bases and using it to their greatest advantage tonight. Now looking for a 2-out hit. Past third into left field. The Kansas City Royals are walking off into the ALDS. The game winner. That close to the glove of Josh Donaldson.
Another breaking ball. Gets this one a little over the plate. Perez just gets enough of it. Stays back just enough and is strong enough to hit the ball down the line.
What a night here in Kansas City.
Baseball's version of highway robbery by the Kansas City Royals. 7 different Royals stole 7 bases. 5 of them scored.
The legend George Brett. I think everything in this town is named for him. And what a moment. And these fans who have stuck here close to 5 hours of game time tonight. Even when they were down 7-3, no matter. They battled back to win it in 12. Matt Weiner, go ahead.
A lot of water there. Been a long game, long time coming for this Kansas City Royals team. 0 for 5 when you step to the plate. Take me through that. Now he's got plenty of water. And everything else. What were you thinking when you stepped up there?
Hey, I'm so excited right now. I just want to bring Sissy. And they call it the pitch out, you know. No release the ball, he get it to second base. And that's my time. I said, I got 0 for 5 all game, you know. I need to do something for the team right now. And that's what I got. He told me a slider, he leave a little up, and I hit in the front.
7 stolen bases for you guys. What kind of a weapon is that for this team?
We got a lot of guys, you know, like to run, and they don't know run, you know. That's why Pete do, that's what I have to say, that's why Pete do. They get on base, they try to get a second, and all, yeah, you have to bring in.
You ready for more of this?
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
There's your hero, Salvador Perez. Brett.
Well, they waited 29 years for postseason baseball to return to this city. And then they waited another almost 5 hours for a playoff win, and it came with that swing of the bat by Salvador Perez.
He played in 146 games, a franchise record. He squatted for over 5,000 pitches, and he had enough still left for the big hit.
And among the guys who made it happen for Kansas City tonight, the kid Brandon Finnegan. He's with Matt.
Thank you, EJ. Brandon Finnegan, you were pitching college ball just a few months ago. This is just a little different, right?
Just a tad bit. I mean, it's been fun ever since I got up here. I'm definitely blessed to be up here. It's been awesome.
What were the emotions like when you were called upon in this kind of atmosphere?
I mean, honestly, it took me back to the College World Series. I mean, big stadium, big crowd, you know, that's all I can think of. I've been in situations like this before, so I mean, that's how I took it. I mean, just had to go out there and do my job.
It's been a battle for this team to get here over the years. You weren't part of all that. You get to battle a little more now.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we go to Anaheim and take it to them, but I mean, we got to keep playing our type of baseball.
How about the stolen bases for this team tonight? It's been a weapon all season long, 7 of them. How effective, how much pressure does it put on the guys on the mound opposite you?
Oh, it puts a ton. I mean, that just shows what kind of team we are. We're very aggressive on the base path. We got a lot of guys that can steal bags, so I mean, it's awesome. But when you're a pitcher, that definitely puts a lot of you know, stuff on you. So it's hard to get through that, especially when a guy doesn't take over. I mean, we faced a good pitcher tonight, and luckily we got to him.
We'll see you in Anaheim.
Awesome, sounds great.
21 years old, Brandon Finnegan. Well, I could think of it as like the College World Series.
Just a little bigger, I guess.
Matt Weiner, busy man down there. I think everybody wearing a Royals uniform would like to talk to Matt, and Eric Hosmer standing by with it.
He's one of them. Eric Hosmer had the big hit to set up the game-winning run. Triple to left field. What did you see? What did you?
It was a fastball, 2 strikes. I'm just trying to battle. You know, we're battling for our season.
In a postseason game like this before, have you played in any game at any level with all the ups and downs with the pressure going on here?
No, this will go down as the craziest game I've ever played. You know, this team showed a lot of character. You know, no one believed in us before the game, no one believed in us before the season. But you know, we were down 4. We aren't going to quit until we're at the last out. And you know, we really showed a lot of character tonight. And we showed a lot of fight in this team.
Obviously, this team is not a home run team. You have to generate runs, and the guys with the legs were able to do it over and over again tonight.
Yeah, we had a game plan before the game, and we stuck to it. You know, that's one thing we've done all year. We've had our game plans the whole year. We stuck to it. And tonight, you know, we want to use our legs. We're an athletic team, so you know, we did a good job of that tonight. We got some key hits, and like I said, we just never quit. This group doesn't quit. We're not going to go home until someone tells us.
Congratulations. We'll see you in Anaheim.
All right, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Back up to you, AJ.
The toughest of losses for the Oakland A's, the most exhilarating of victories for the Kansas City Royals, 9-8. And now they fly to Anaheim. And I understand they might need a plane. For Ron Darling and Cal Ripken and Matt Weiner, the rest of our crew, this is Ernie Johnson bidding you a good night from the K in Kansas City. TBS is your home for the American League postseason. Following a quick break, we'll stay tuned to the postseason show on TBS presented by Exxon and Mobil. What a night.
So we got a pitch up. He was able to hook it to left field, and congratulations to the Royals.
I've seen you guys celebrate. The goggles are necessary, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
It burns. It burns in your eyes. If the champagne goes in your eyes, but it's a good burn a lot.
Here is what it sounded like for the game-winning hit from Salvador Perez on Kansas City Royals radio.
The pitch. Swinging a ground ball to third is fair! Fair ball! Up the left field line. Here's Cologne. And the Royals win it.
He had a little bit of everything. Didn't end up the way you want for the Oakland Athletics. Here's the Oakland A's radio call of the final at-bat, the big hit from Salvador Perez.
Throw a hard breaking ball if he's going to do it. 2-2. It's the slider pulled to third. Diving is Donaldson. He can't get it. Around third is Cologne, and the Royals will meet the Angels in the American League Division Series. And this epic game between the A's and the Royals has come to a conclusion.